Oliver, you must remove yourself from bed. Priscilla is missing.
I opened one eye, groaned, and rolled over. My pounding head felt as if it was caught in a press. My lips felt burned and cracked. I'm still drunk. Christ. How'd I even get home? The floating, humming form of Roger moved closer to my head.
Oliver, are you still inebriated? You must get up. Priscilla is missing.
And that, friends, is how you wake up to the end of the world, with a hangover and a floating robot. Welcome to the chaos that is Operation Bounce House. I'm Zan, konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, what's up? And welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Book Club. And this is our 8th installment of Project 45 by 45, where I am working to hit 45 books before I hit 45. And this one I am really excited about because this is kind of a big one. This is one which, well, honestly, I'm surprised at me talking about this. And beforehand, I would like to thank Ace and Penguin Random House for providing a ARC review advanced reader copy for me. These are my own personal opinions. These are not reflective of any company or any other organization. It's just me. And with that in mind, let's actually get to it, because what I'm talking about today is the latest by Matt Dinniman. We are talking about Operation Bounce House. This is coming out on February 10th, 2026, which is in 2 weeks. So yeah, this is one of those ones where I am extremely excited to talk about this because Matt Dinniman, he is a genius, he is a psychopath, he is all of these things at once. And this is his latest offering for us, the fans. Now, a quick note beforehand: since this book is coming out in 2 weeks, consider this a spoiler-free check. I am not going to give away any major plot points, any plot secrets. Just my overall impressions on this, with the exception of that first opening line, and just some basics on it based on what you can read on the jacket copy. I'll talk about some of the narratives. I'll bring up some of my thoughts about the characters, the writing style, the prose, but this is a book that you must experience yourself, which means I won't be showing any quotes from the book except for that first line. And, well, let's actually get to it, because this is the story of Oliver. Oliver's someone who his whole deal is he wants to run the family ranch on the planet of New Sonata. And things are not going great for him because he recently got into a scuffle with his girlfriend. Sounds kind of familiar. And things are being kind of rough because a bunch of robots have shown up from Earth. And they've pretty much been hired by an evil organization to remove the people who are living on New Sonata so that Earth can colonize it, because these people are colonizers. And now it's up to Oliver and his motley crew of friends and a nanny bot slash queen robot that has to save this planet from the invaders and try to protect people. That's what this story is about. It is a very similar drop to Dungeon Crawler Carl, where aliens have taken over the planet, but this is different because this is taking place on a planet that we colonized. And there are a lot of individuals on this planet that are not considered human because it's like, oh, they have a slight genetic modification that's made them a little different from humans. They're not humans. Again, it's not really a spoiler. It's something which just you get into when you're reading into the plot of this. But they have come to remove us, hence Operation Bounce House. We're going to kick everybody off the planet by any means necessary. And the company's decided to make this happen by giving it to spoiled brats. It's a game. It's like Ender's Game, where a bunch of kids are piloting robots to kill things, and they don't realize they're people, and the people are like, wait, we're not terrorists, we're not this, we're just normal people. And this is that story of Oliver as he's trying to deal with this. And it's a little different than Dungeon Crawler Carl, where it's not as funny, it's not as twisted humor, it's a little more serious, and the gravity of the situation is a little more violent. Because in Dungeon Crawler Carl, there's a lot of death that happens off screen, and it's such an insane amount that you're like, okay, 20 billion people died. Okay, we can rationalize that because it's just a number. This, we see people die, we are affected by character loss, and also how everything is affected. It's very disheartening, but it's also important to see the growth of Oliver from where he starts to when he finishes. Also seeing his relationships with his sister, his best friend, his girlfriend slash ex-girlfriend, and of course we cannot forget Roger the robot, who is the nanny program that has been taking care of him and his sister and trying to help them protect this planet that is his home. And it is a story which is compelling and dramatic. Um, the it is in first person, just like Dungeon Crawler Carl, so we're seeing it through Oliver's eyes, and every few chapters are actually broken up with this thing called the Rhythm Mafia tapes. That's a slight spoiler. And that these tapes help fresh the world and also gives you a point of view of what they show in this world as what has happened and what may happen. And there is a lot going on. It's not just Oliver trying to protect the planet because he's literally just a farmer having to fight these people who are in these giant mechs, don't know how to fight them. It's him developing and him following some of the statements that his grandfather has passed on to him, which are these rules. Now, how is the world? The world is exceptional. Some of the places on there have very odd names. One of the places is called Fat Landing. That's literally where Planetfall was, where you landed. That's the capital city. And then the place that they're in is called Burnt Ends. Kind of a joke to burnt ends because it looks like meat. But they're not aliens. They're just people who have landed who were colonizers. And I know that sounds bad. Like when you hear that word, you think, oh, something like Black Panther. But they are people who were sent out in cedar ships and they've colonized this planet. And they've been living there. This is the third generation, I think. Uh, don't quote me on that, but it's like the third generation. So this is their home. They've never been to Earth. And Earth being like, oh, yeah, you guys are going to be free. But you know what? We decided we changed our mind. We're going to move in. It's kind of like a bad, corrupt landlord. Also, everything going on with the company that created this operation, they're shady as anything. And a lot of the stuff they do is truly horrific. Now, let's get off Oliver. Let's get to Roger. Roger, the AI. How is he compared to the AI in Dungeon Crawler Carl? Well, he's not as psychotic. He's a nanny program. Every time Oliver and his sister or his friends do something wrong, he kind of says, "You get a frowny face. It's time to go to your lessons. And once you graduate, then I can turn you off. But I can turn off. But I can't graduate you because the person who is the administrator isn't here. So it's a whole thing." But Oliver's and his sister have to try to deal with this robot who's trying to take care of them, and he puts their needs first. And also the AI, there's more to the AI than what's going on. It's not like the system AI from DCC where it's this psychotic, petulant child. This is a minder that's trying to make sure that everything's going on because it was told to take care of this family and protect them by any means necessary and also to educate them. And that's what it does. It protects them and makes them okay. And that is something which is kind of nice. And we do see this AI work forward towards it. I want to say so much more. I really do, but I'm trying not to because this is one of those stories that it starts off one way and it goes into such an insane degree. Also, this is a war story. This is a story about fighting, and there are several battles in this. It's actually broken up into 5 days because each section is day 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, 5 of 5. And we see everything that goes on within these 3 days. We see how dark it gets and how monetized it is because it's like, and this is the aspect that's like Dungeon Crawl Carl. This is being televised to Earth. People are watching this. And more importantly, you have all these gamers who are in there who are taking care of the rebels who are on the planet. And it's kind of insane because we see their side and it's like these are literally internet trolls. If you've ever played any first person shooter online and you have little kids who are saying, go fuck yourself. You're an asshole. I did your mom, blah, blah, blah. These are literally the people who are controlling these machines and killing the people of New Sonata. It's a statement on bullying. It's a statement on some political statements. There's a lot going on in this. Like most of his stories, there's more going on than just the basic story. And like I said, I don't want to get too deep into this because this is a story that is full of some politics in it. There's a lot of messages in it, and there is some statements that I'm trying not to spoil it because I want to say so much. It's why I am struggling with this. However, besides that, how is the arc. The arc has some typos, but they probably fixed it by now. This is coming out in a couple of weeks. I know Jeff Hayes is doing this for Sound Booth Theater. I am picking up the Sound Booth Theater version and the audiobook just to hear this because this is a great book. If you like Dungeon Crawler Carl, it is definitely worth picking up. If you like sci-fi, if you like something like Ender's Game, it is definitely worth it. If you're a video game player, you'll love it. If you're someone who likes an underdog story, you will enjoy this. You have a lot of diverse characters. His sister has a lot of agency, a very interesting job that they do not shy away from. And there are tons of characters. Also, the representation of different ethnicities is well done in this because it gets into the settlers and that element of who did settle here. But I digress. So, you know what? Let's just get to the rating of this book because I'm going to probably spoil it if I say anything else. So, after thinking about it, going through the prose, going through the characters, the story itself, and even with the bias of that I like Matt Dinniman, this is definitely going to be a read it now. Achievement unlocked, legendary campaign complete, rewarded for an exceptional entry that levels up its critique of cyberbullying, the urgency to act, and more importantly, devotion to rule number 10. I would go into the rules, but that is a little bit of a spoiler, so read the book. Now, if you've read this or you haven't, let me know your thoughts. Email me personally at zanspiraken.com, tweet me at Spiraken, and more importantly than that, if you are watching on YouTube, remember to like, share, subscribe, and as always, click on that bell for notification for when we release new episodes. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you who are checking out this show. Every email I get, every new comment, every new view, every like, every share, and every new subscriber gives me more motivation to keep doing this. I love doing this. I want to keep reviewing books, manga, TV shows, until I'm an old man who reads them with thick glasses and large print or with subtitles. So keep this conversation going. And what were your thoughts about this? Did you like it? Did you not? But anyway, I digress. So what are we going to be talking about next week, next Monday? Well, I've been thinking about it. I was going through it, and I figured out what our letter E is going to be for project for 45 by 45's number 9 entry. We're going to be doing The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. Now, I've heard a lot about The Measure. It seems like it's an intriguing prospect, especially because it is something contemporary but kind of supernatural. But we'll get to that in a bit. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Did you like this episode? Did you not? Are you going to get Operation Bounce House? Let me know. Anyway, as usual, I am your host, Zan. I am Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And as always, keep reading books. I'll see you later.